Right now I'm with Magali Lafleur,
Hi.
and she is an art director and also a zero waster in Toronto. Magali, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Magali. I'm an art director. Yeah, I run a zero waste blog called Find Your Alternative.
Follow her on Instagram.
Yeah, it's all on Instagram. It's like I wanted to do as like a typing kind of thing, but I don't know. I feel like that's not a thing anymore. And people are just scrolling on Instagram, so I just decided to do it on Instagram and.
You're going against the current.
Sorry?
You're going against the current.
Yeah. I thought I'd do something different. I don't see a lot of writing on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like Instagram is just like photos and everything. So I thought I'd make it different. I do include a bit of photography in it, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so today we're going to talk about zero waste. So can you, for the people who don't really know what zero waste is exactly, could you define it?
Okay. I mean, like, there's like a whole definition to zero waste. It's like focused on preventing waste and everything, which is obviously the main point. But I think for me, zero waste is using what you have and eliminating to getting new things or making new trash or, like, nah.
So being more intentful with...
Yeah, like using what you have and being more resourceful and
yes.
thinking of more creative ways to reduce waste.
So how do you currently live zero waste? Like, when did you start and why?
I started zero waste like 2 years ago. Like, officially, I was like, I'm zero waste. But honestly, I think throughout my life, I was always like that loser kid that would like go around like their friends would be like, hey, that's recyclable, and think I'm like the coolest kid ever. But I slowly like realized like I would feel bad if I threw away a bottle and be like, I don't know, I feel like there's a better way to like use this again. But I wasn't trying to be sustainable or anything. I realized like I could bring my own bags and do stuff like that and try to be environmentally friendly, but I didn't know it was a real thing until like I googled like how to be green, and I didn't even know the word for it, and I realized this whole like I went down a deep hole of like this is a thing, and this is people have communities and people have blogs and Instagrams and all that stuff, so I thought it was really cool. So I guess 2 years ago is when I really started.
Mm-hmm. And how would you describe your starting point? Like, was it as easy as you thought it would be?
Well, sorry, and also going back to the point you asked me, why did I do it?
Yeah.
I think I just wanted to do it because, I don't know, I don't know why I started it. It just made me feel good. And it made me feel happy, and it was something I was passionate about. And like I said before, like, I didn't even know it was a thing. I just
happened to stumble upon.
Exactly. It's just something like I didn't even know it was a thing, so I was just like, it makes me happy and I'm just going to continue doing it, but knowing more information and keep going with what I have. And starting off, to your second question, starting off, I think it wasn't a challenge because it didn't feel obligatory, like mandatory for me to do it. Like, I didn't feel like obliged to want to do it. Like, some people feel like they're like forced to do it, but this was something I really wanted to do. Like, I was really passionate about it. Like, as lame as that sounds, like about plastic bottles and shit like that, but I just thought, I don't know, it didn't feel like a challenge to me because it's something I wanted to do.
So you were doing it anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And
it was just like a few steps to be better at it.
Exactly. Yeah. I think it was just, especially as a student, every like dollar counts. So I think starting off was a little bit expensive, like giving up your bottle or like getting new bottles and like containers, and I don't know, I think like getting like eco-friendly sponges, like realizing they're like, oh, $3 more, or like getting a spray glass bottle, like that's certain, like stuff like that, or replacing your ice packs for something more sustainable, or the little things like did end up adding up. But I haven't purchased something in like the past 8 months, 9 months.
Mm-hmm.
So everything has lasted me for a really long time. I've taken good care of it. So I haven't spent anything in a really long time, and then it's still what I have from day one.
Right. And I think a big portion of what people think is sustainable, like the cost alone makes them feel unrealistic to their lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Like they see, like you said, it's like, oh, a high quality frying pan is 100, 200, whatever dollars, but they can also alternatively get like a cheaper frying pan for $10.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously they're going to go for
Yeah.
the cheaper option, especially if they're a student, right?
Yeah.
And like even other things, like you mentioned the sponges,
Yeah.
like zero waste sponges, they're also a few dollars more expensive than the conventional type of sponges. So is there a real big financial difference from like a high, fast-paced, disposable lifestyle versus your current zero waste lifestyle?
That was like a very intense question.
You could say pass.
No.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm Magali. I don't pass.
Yeah, I swear a lot. I guess
Just
like
leave
even
it.
on my blog. It's
Yeah.
very like
It's part of you.
Yeah, I talk like it's my friend. That's the whole thing. Like I add a million exclamation marks and I add hearts and
all
I'm
lowercase.
like, hey guys, yeah, and lowercase. You know, like I want to keep it chill because like going back to the first question, but like why I wanted to do this too, because like all the zero waste blogs, like like taking no offense to other bloggers, but like they're all very like mom based, like mom suburban based, which is like there's nothing wrong with that because there's definitely a target audience for that, but I wanted it to be chill. You know, like I think I'm so much younger than like the normal sustainable zero waste person. Like usually in like I go to this like a grocery store called Karma Co-op, which is like on Bathurst and something, Karma Street, I guess. And I'm like the youngest person there. It's always like that. But I mean, that's what I wanted to appeal to different people. Sorry. What's your question?
Financially, would you say there is a big gap between living a zero waste lifestyle and the conventional lifestyle that like your everyday?
Yeah, I would say so. Honestly, like I said before, like I haven't spent anything on anything in a really long time. I think my biggest purchases are food. But even then with food, like to the market that I go to, since I bring my own bags and everything, I get a quote unquote discount and the food is cheaper because if I don't buy waste, which I don't make waste. And then like I kind of eat healthier. Except for now.
Except for your 6 burger.
Yeah, except for my food. Yeah, okay, no one needs to know that. Yeah, I had 6 burgers. I think my period is coming. But like, if I eat healthier, then I don't make waste, and then it's like, I guess it's a little cheaper because then like that food kind of fills me up more. But like, for example, your frying pan idea, like, even like in my clothing, I always pick quality over quality over quantity. I guess like. I would much rather buy a $60 not white shirt, but like a nice button-down shirt that will last me, like that looks timeless, it's got a nice design, and something that would last me forever, compared to something that like I buy at H&M and some like homeless person like throws up on me and then I have to throw it away. You know, like it's something that's like such bad quality, like if I put it in the wash, it'll get ruined. So I always pick over like a better quality over like a really bad item. And even like for the frying pan, I think I would pick a higher quality pan because it's like such a waste if you just purchase something and then throw it away. And then every time you move, you like get a new pan and then you move again and then a new pan and then it's just such bad quality, nobody wants it, so you throw it away. Even like if you get like an iron casket pan, like those ones will last you for your entire life. But they require a lot of care. So it's like, it's honestly whatever, like I would never tell someone how to live their life. Like if they don't want to live their life zero waste, that's okay too. Like that's their choice. But I would suggest, that's why my blog is called Find Your Alternative, because what works for me, Anna, might not work for you. To me, I can like get fruit without any waste and get rice in bulk or get noodles in bulk or, you know, like apricots in bulk, whatever. But some people not like, even like if you live in like Markham or something, like you can't get that in Markham. Like it might be harder for you to get that. So that's why I chose.
Agreed.
Yeah. That's why I said like find your alternative, because whatever works for you, it'll work for you. And then if you can live your life as sustainably as you can, then that's the best thing I can ask for.
So, next question. How did you, like specifically, what were the changes that you had to make in your life to fully transition from your past, quote unquote, past life to zero waste?
Not much, honestly, because like I said before, I kind of did this stuff before, like not did this stuff, but just like
It was more naturally ingrained.
It felt like me, which was really nice. It's like a gay man coming out of the closet, and I feel like myself. Environmentalism like made me come out. But I think the biggest overcome, like the biggest step I had to take was the period. That was something that was very, not gross or anything, like it was just something that was so personal that I had to like Google about. I used the menstrual cup, and I use think pads, and I use think pads, and then I use Luna pads, which are like reusable, washable pads, the period panties, and a menstrual cup, a silicone menstrual cup. Finding the cup was like honestly like beyond hell. It was so difficult to find. Like I started off with a large one, and it ached me, and then like it felt like there was like a plug in me. It was disgusting. Like
Are you talking about like 6 years ago?
No, I'm talking like 2 years ago. Like
oh jeez.
Yeah, like I mean like the biggest, like I did like the whole zero waste thing like literally 2 years ago, when I was like, okay, this is it. I'm gonna change everything. I have no napkins. I have no this. I'm gonna use towels instead. All that, and then even like I decided to change my period pants and like just like my period routine, and then that's when it really started. And finding like the period stuff was like trying to find like a period solution, like a zero waste period solution, was really available to me. Like there were so many women talking about this whole sustainability thing. Even my OCAD thesis was about this. Like that was my final thing, and it won. It got final place, which I was really proud of because I was able to talk about the problem really freely. But I mean, this is a big issue for women, like to not like feel so intimate with their body. So I think the period thing was the biggest thing. I mean, I was able to, I tried a large one, I tried a long one, I tried a short one, I've leaked in so many pants. Like, it's like so frustrating, but I've ended up finding it, and now I'm like really happy, and I have a sustainable period without like making trash. And I've been using that for the past 2 years, and I haven't used a single tampon or pad.
Nice.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks, I guess.
Honestly, I think it is a pretty big shift because, like you said, it's very personal to every woman, and
it's a lot of trial and error.
Exactly.
That's what's frustrating about it. It's like, well, won't my vagina cooperate? Like, it was very frustrating, but I'm good now. What kind of cup do you use?
I do actually.
Oh, cool.
I can't even remember the brand right now, but I got it in Finland.
Oh, cool. Okay, yeah. I used the salt cup. Yeah, they were really nice. Like, I talked to her on... Oh my god, I was, like, crying to the Thinx customer service. Like, literally crying. I was like, excuse me, I'm, like, bleeding all over the place. And I was, like, literally, like, weeping. I was so sad. I think it's just, like, the whole period, plus I'm leaking all over the place. And she was like, it's okay, you're gonna be okay, like, what's the matter? And I was like, I'm leaking everywhere. It was so embarrassing because, like, it felt so wet.
Oh my gosh.
It was just so funny. Like, but shoot, that's the thing. Like, people are willing to talk about it. It's just, like, women, like, it's such an intimate subject. And, like, I don't think it should be. Like, I don't know, guys talk about erections, like, all the time. So, like, why can't women talk about, like, periods? It's not as gross. It's like, guys will just be like, yo,
this
man,
is natural.
Fuck this girl. But it's like, I don't know, like, why can't girls just talk about periods and not be a gross thing, you know? I don't know. I find it very frustrating because it's so
It can feel a little
restricting.
taboo. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's taboo when it's really, really, really not. Like, come on.
Like,
I don't know.
I know you get your period.
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't know why people, like, tiptoe around it. It's like, I just don't get it. We just gotta talk
Period. What are some of the current challenges that you face in zero waste now? Living in the city, living in Toronto.
Like myself as a
Mhm.
like in my own lifestyle
Yeah.
or to other people?
Just for yourself. It could be for other people too. I don't know.
Okay, we'll start with other
Start
people.
with okay.
Oh,
Sure. Yeah.
No,
whatever works.
Okay. I guess for myself, I don't know what's difficult for myself. Okay, let's start with other people. What I find frustrating is when people are like, I legit saw this on the street the other day, but a girl had like a booster juice, which is like made out of styrofoam and then a plastic lid, and she's like, metal straw. And I was like, good job, I guess, but like, you're also using like giant styrofoam with like a plastic lid. And I think it's a good step, but out of like 15 drinks, how many times do you use a straw? Twice? 3 times out of those 15 drinks? Like, I honestly can't even think of the last time I ever used a straw. Like, if it's a smoothie, I just drink from the bottle or like the lid or like the rim of the cup. Or, like, honestly, the only time I ever need a straw is bubble tea. Because I get those pearls. But, like, I don't need a straw. And that's one thing that's very frustrating to me. Even today, Anna and I, like, we did a trash cleanup. And people are always like, yeah, good job, man. And we were like, want to join? And they're like, nah, we're good. But good job.
Maybe next time.
I'm like, there is, like, no. Well, I mean, there might be, but
now is the best time.
Yeah, now is the best time. And, like, that's also another thing, too. Like, I guess I do have a lot of problems. It's like when people are like, when business are like, oh, in 2023, we're gonna. No, man, it has to be now. Like, now is the time when. Now is the problem. Like you don't know what's gonna happen in 2023.
The world could be gone by then.
Well, no, I don't think so.
Our oceans could be dead by then.
I mean, yeah, like, the Great Barrier Reef is gone. We lose 100 orangutans a day, a year, or like a month or wait. I think it's like 500 a year, and then it's like 50 a week or something like that. That's what they said on our planet. Yeah, I know that shit depresses me so much, but and like, we're losing corals, we're losing animals, we're losing birds. Like, now like, even like our life cycle on like the animal food chain, it's changing because we're fucking it up so much. Like, now squid is on top of the food chain. Like, not on top, but just like, it's like the main source of food because we eat
From
so
what?
much tuna
Like,
and salmon.
Oh.
How can a squid be the most, like, a squid? That's like the stupidest animal. I'm sorry. I love squid. They look funny. They're great. But, like, a squid. Anyways, like, so that's one issue. Like, people always say, like, oh, yeah, man, like, good job. You gotta do this, you gotta do that. But they don't make a difference about it. That's one thing that really frustrates me. I think when people say they want to do something, but then they give excuses to never do it. And that's something that really bugs me. Like, you know, like, for example, the frying pan. It's like, oh, I'm on a student budget, but then they spend like $40 on like bubble tea or something. It's like, why would you do that? Like, why not just save your money, get the frying pan that's a good quality, that'll last you forever, and then get all the bubble tea you want, you know? I don't know. It's little things like that that really bug me. And then I think for myself, for the zero waste challenge, a challenge for me in zero waste, it's like when businesses don't let you be zero waste. So if I bring my own container, it's completely clean, there's nothing wrong with it, and they'll be like, yeah, we can't take a contaminized container. And I'm like, what? It's like not contaminated at all. You're contaminated.
I'm not contaminated. Yeah. You are.
So that's one thing that's very frustrating. And when people are like, I don't want the bag. They're like, are you sure? I can give you the bag. I'm like, no. Are you sure? Are you sure? Like, okay, let me give you the bag anyways. I'm like, no, man. I don't. take your bag, and then they throw it away.
I think people associate more with more value.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So,
exactly.
so when you're, for like, in your example, when you're like buying things, yeah, they want to give you more stuff. They want to give you the bag. They want to give you the receipt. They want to give you all these things. The coupon.
Yeah.
They
the
just
receipt for the coupon.
Exactly.
It's everything.
Yeah. So they just want to like keep adding on these things because right now like everybody's trying to, get on top of their game.
Yeah.
Gain customer loyalty.
Yeah. But this
is not.
Sorry.
Yeah. You go. Go for it.
We're both like aggressively pointing at each other. We're like, no, you go. Like what I was saying, like it's about habit. Like we're used to having getting you buy a fucking ring, you get the ring. Great, that's literally all you need. Then you get the box for the ring. Then you get the bag for the ring. Then you get the receipt for the I got a ring for my graduation, and God bless my mom. I'm so grateful that she got me this ring. But there was a bag in the bag for the bag of the ring. It's just
it doesn't make sense at that point.
But, I mean, I love you, Mama. But it's so unnecessary. All the packaging is just.
Yeah, I feel you. There's an excess of packaging everywhere.
It's so unnecessary.
Especially food.
Mm-hmm. Why do you need to wrap and fork? I get it. It's so sanitary. I don't know. We tell kids to hang out in the dirt so they can grow their immune systems. When did it stop being like that in adults? Because we're so wash your hands after going to the bathroom, and then use a towel to close the sink, and then hand sanitize, and then don't touch the door because it's dirty. And it's I don't know. It's so overly protected.
Everyone's really sanitized.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's really clean.
Everyone's 99% clean.
Okay. So, would you recommend going zero waste for other people?
It depends. I think depending on where they live,
mm-hmm.
how they live, and what they do and stuff like that.
I know you said that you don't want to impose lifestyle changes onto other people, but if they asked you, is it easy? What would you say? For the general person, not because you're already kind of in it.
Yeah.
But observing everyday people, is it easy?
It's easy to me again because I like it. It's because it's what I want to do. But I think it depends on the person. If they live in Toronto,
or
if they
live in the city.
They live in straight up the city.
They're a student, or they're a young working professional.
Okay. Then yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would suggest him or her to switch to zero waste
if they were interested.
Yeah, okay. Because
on a scale of 0 to 10.
Maybe 9.
10 being the hardest it could be.
Oh, the hard difficulty level?
Yeah.
If someone doesn't want to do it, it becomes insanely difficult. I used to work minimum wage, and I hated it. It felt like such a job. But now I do what I love. But I work from 8 to friggin' 10 p.m.
2 a.m. sometimes.
Yeah, 2 a.m. sometimes, honestly. And not even paid for it. and I don't mind it. Because I love it. So it's the same thing with zero waste. That's my dog drinking water. That's little Ringo.
Cute. Yeah, hear it.
Shout out to Ringo. If someone doesn't want to do zero waste, then it's going to be so difficult for them. It's going to feel like such a task. But if this young working professional that lives in Toronto wants to do it, then I would highly suggest it, because if I can do it, honestly, anybody can do it. It sounds so cheesy. But I hate that I said that, but I think, that was
I take it back.
Yeah, I take it back. But it's really true. Bulk Barn is around the corner. Freaking, I don't know, just don't shop at, Dollarama or, Shoppers, and, eliminate what is around you. And, think about, maybe, do a bit of research and see what works for you. Find your alternative.
Shout out to Find Your Alternative.
Who? Who's that?
Follow her on Instagram at Find Your Alternative.
Thanks for the plug. it can be really easy if you like do your research, if you find out what works for you, but it can also be really difficult. So I would want people to, wow, I can frame my words there. I would want someone to find their opportunity to be zero waste. Like, and zero waste doesn't have to be like you have no plastic in your house. Like, I have plastic in my house. Like, my rice cooker is plastic. Like, I have some things that are plastic. It's not like I have nothing plastic. It's just about what's reusing your materials and what you have and all that.
Okay, so the next few questions, just really quick ones. So feel free to just
Is this a lightning round?
yeah, basically.
Let's go.
Okay, groceries. Where do you get them from
Kensington Market.
specifically?
I go to Salamanca. Hola, amigos. They're like my friends. They're like from Peru, and they have the best. Oh, they're just like the best. Their people are so nice. Like, there's this the woman who works there. Her name is Vicky, and I think it's like one of her family members. His name is Brian. And like whenever I see her, I'm like trying to practice my Spanish. I'm like, hola, amiga, ¿cómo estás? And you know, like we talk to each other, and I'll be like, arroz, which means rice, and that's the only thing I know. Like, I don't know. It's just like we talk a little bit. She's like, "Do you need a receipt?" I'm like, "No necesitada," and I'm like, "No, thank you." I don't know. It's just like nice. It's like a community, like I said. Like, and then you end up going to those places over and over again. They end up knowing you. They give you a discount. A friend. You bring them cookies. Like, you know, it's like it ends up being part of your life. I go to like, depending on when my main zero waste place is Kensington Market. There's sometimes where it's like Karma Co-op, or Karma Co-op is where I get my bulk. So it would be like my laundry detergent, my
Shampoo, conditioner.
Yeah, shampoo, conditioner, olive oil. Okay, toothpaste is like really difficult, and I'm on a big debate with my dentist. Like every time I go, we like argue with, and my mouth is just open, so I can't argue back. It's a very difficult debate. But he says I need to keep. I don't need fluoride, but my hygienist, says I need it. So it's like always like back and forth. But then sometimes she's like, "Oh, you're fine." But then sometimes I'm like, "But like, I don't trust just like baking soda to do it. Like it's my teeth. I don't know. I think when it comes to health, that's where I would trump waste over health. Like if my arm cut off or something, like I'm gonna be like, no, that's not sustainable. Like,
don't wrap it.
It's like, yo,
Don't do
you ever
anything.
use that? Are you like that would be disgusting. Like, I think I would use health over waste in this case. So, toothpaste is one of the very, very difficult ones. But there are a bunch of places that take your clean containers and recycle them.
Fair enough. Next question: favorite restaurants in Toronto?
Like zero waste restaurants or just restaurants?
Restaurants in general, like
Sanigan's Meat Locker. Yeah, they're great for like you can bring your own container. You just gotta you gotta pull off a ticket like New York style. They call up a number, you go, you waste your ticket, and then they give you a sticker. But they're really down to put your stuff in a container, so that's really cool.
Where is it?
In Kensington Market.
Cool.
Yeah, everything is in Kensington Market.
Your life is just Kensington Market.
Yeah, no, it really is. And then sometimes St. Lawrence Market, that's a good place to start to get all your zero waste essentials. Would it be like a zero waste restaurant or
general food places that you usually go to?
Around the corner of my house, there's a really good pho place that uses no MSG in their pho, which is like you don't feel shitty, like you feel great and you're full and happy. It's called Baki Pho, yes, Vietnamese cuisine, and they use zero waste. The only waste that they use are their napkins, and that's literally it. They don't use anything. I hate the mint and the chili and the lime. So I only ask for the beans, and that kind of reduces my food waste because then they just throw it away.
Yeah.
So even if you don't go to like that place, like that's a good tip to just do at pho in any place you go. If you just eat the beans and just ask for the beans. I know so many good places. I can't think of any restaurants.
If they come back, let me know.
Yeah, I guess so.
Next question: is your boyfriend zero waste?
I do have a boyfriend, and he tries to be zero waste, I guess. He tries his hardest, and he does know it's very important to me. So shout out to Pascal. He tries his hardest. Sometimes I think he slips a little bit more than I do, but that's because he's not as passionate as I am. But he respects me and knows that this is important to me. He's very proud of my blog, so I don't know. I do it all for him.
Oh, I'm proud of you too.
Aw, thanks. I'm proud of you.
Oh, thanks. I'm proud of you. No, I'm proud of you.
Fuck you, I'm proud of you.
Okay, what essential tools do you need for your everyday life?
Okay, a tote bag, all the time. All the time.
Every day, everywhere, anytime.
Yeah, all the time. Like, I literally bought a cantaloupe today and it was in my bag and it made a giant bump. It was pretty annoying, but I forgot my tote bag. A tote bag, my container, like a lunch container. I always carry an extra like a spare menstrual cup in my bag just in case something ever happens, like if my period just like arrives. Excuse me. Utensils. I have like a utensils kit with a bubble tea straw, a knife, a spoon, a fork, a mini sponge to clean it, and a napkin. I used to carry around soap, but I realized everywhere I go there's soap. Like, you always wash your hands with soap, so I decided to bring the sponge instead. What else did I bring? A water bottle, and that's it.
Okay. What is your favorite zero waste bubble tea place?
Oh, that's an interesting question. Well, all bubble tea places will accept quote unquote zero waste if you bring your own container. I mean, like the majority of them are all Asian, so they're like down to save for a couple of bucks every time.
Even the big ones?
Like Cha Time and stuff. Yeah, I think so. They even like created their own zero waste straw.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, no, they're pretty cool. There's a good place in Montreal too called like Boba or something like that, and they have like a jar with a lid specific for bubble tea with a straw, and it's really cool. I'm from Montreal, so I gotta keep up with that. But my favorite bubble tea place is called Onezo. Do you know them?
I've heard of them.
Yeah, they make like handmade tapioca, and it is bomb. It is so good. Like, there is no other bubble tea place I go apart from Onezo. I think they're very, like, since they're so good, they're very specific on how they want it to taste. So they always like use a cup and then throw it away and then put it into my container. So that's very frustrating. I try not to go too much because, and like, I'd be like, one thing that's a challenge about being zero waste, I just realized, is being really pushy. Because I'll be like, I don't want it.
You sound like that person.
Yeah, you're that fucking bitch. And you're like, I don't want it. No, don't give it to me. No, no, no. And it's like, it's so repetitive. And she's like, but I want it. No, but no. No. It's so annoying. Like, it makes me feel so bad. And Pascal, too, that's one of his challenges. Like, he's like, just stop, man. Because
it's embarrassing.
It is embarrassing. He's just like, they won't let you. I'm like, I will make them let me. Like, sometimes there's like a certain place that you have to stop. So I try not to be like that bitch, but yeah, no, Onezo is really good. You can go check it out. Bring your own container and be really pushy.
Okay, what are some of the quickest and easiest changes you would suggest for somebody attempting zero waste?
I think it's like eating out. That's so easy to switch. Just bring your container, bring your own fork. A lot of people tell me, like, they like message me or they come up to me, like, people who know me, they're like, I started being so much more like aware of what I do, and I'm like, good, but then they don't make a difference. But they're like, what can I do to make it easier? And I tell them, like eating out is like the easiest thing that you can do, because I mean, the whole reason to go is to bring it really fast to wherever you're going. But if you're literally using it for like 10 seconds, like not even, you're about to eat it, and like there was this guy on Instagram who was like, my problem is that when I get my breakfast at the supermarket or whatever, I grab my croissant, put it in a bag, come up, pay, leave the store, and throw away the bag as he's going out into the world. It's just like, then just hold the croissant, man. So I would suggest bringing your own container, your utensils, your water bottle, because you know you need, like, stuff you constantly need, constantly bring. If you know you're gonna go grocery shopping after work, bring your tote bag. If like prepare, that's one thing you have to prepare. Like like right now I work in an office, so I have like a coffee mug at work. But when I know and I don't really drink coffee like on the regular, but like I need it for work. If I need coffee, I'll think ahead in the day. I'll be like, should I get some coffee? And then I bring the container and then I go. And then also kind of, if I don't have my container, then I can't buy coffee. So it kind of also helps me save money in a way, I guess. Yeah, I would say like like be prepared. Whatever you're constantly using, try to replace that with something more sustainable, and then that will become a better habit, like utensils or a container, water bottle, all that stuff.
Okay, last question. Who is your favorite go-to inspiration?
I'm like in love with Litterless. She's a girl who used to be in Chicago, but now is in Wisconsin, Madison, Wisconsin. Like that sounds very creepy, but yeah. I love her. There's also Catherine from Going Zero Waste. There's a great girl called Double Cow. She's cool too.
She's not zero waste yet.
No,
though.
but she's trying. She's trying. Honestly, like I don't really have a to go. I'll just kind of do my own research, and I don't really like to follow what other people are doing. I guess, like I mean, if there's one solution, there's one solution, but I don't really like to go to like one person. I kind of like get all my opinions and then see what's best for me. So again, that's also going off as to like why I called it Find Your Alternative, because like something that works for like Celia and Litterless, like the girl who lives in Madison in Wisconsin now. Like what works for her might not work for me, but like if I just gather a bunch of information and figure it out for myself, then it'll work for me. So
cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you
Yeah,
for
thank
your
you.
time. Yeah. So I hope that this was a very interesting, informative zero waste podcast. If you want more of Magali, follow her at Find Your Alternative on Instagram. And yeah, that's it. See you on the next one.
Bye, guys. Thanks for listening.